Welcome to the Apex Sunday podcast hosted by myself, Robert Ross, and John Dowsett. And John, I have to apologize. I had some illnesses, so we haven't talked to you in a long time about the races. But before we go on, how are you?
Doing well.
Yeah,
Doing well.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm doing well as well at the moment. So what have we seen over the last four races? Well, in terms of points, we've got Marc on 131 points. He's got only one pole at Hungary, but 7 podiums in the last four races and 6 wins. This is obviously counting sprints and full races. So we had him beat outright by Alex in Catalunya. And of course, he had that crash in San Marino and pushed to the end by Bezzecchi at San Marino for the race. Then second in the championship still is Alex Marquez, who over the last four races has kind of found some more form where he lost some before. So he's got one pole at Catalunya, 4 podiums and 1 win. So that's his second win. And he has 69 points. And then coming up very rapidly, he's still in fourth, but he could finish third in the championship is Marco Bezzecchi. 2 poles at Austria and San Marino, 4 podiums and 1 win with the sprint race. So he has 73 points. If we go down to Pedro Acosta, no poles, no podiums, but in the last 4 races, he scored 65 points. We've seen an upturn with KTM. And then at the very bottom, Pecco Bagnaia, no poles, no podiums, 19 points in the last 4 races, and 0 in San Marino, which is his home race. So the stories that I've seen over the last 4 races that KTM seem to be rising and doing better. We saw that great sprint where we had 3 of them together racing. That was fabulous, wasn't it?
Some of the best racing of the year.
Yeah. We've got Bez threatening Pecco for 3rd place in the championship. I don't think he's got any chance against Alex. And then we have, why do we have riders struggling so much? So obviously Pecco, Binder until very recently, Rins and Miguel way back of their teammates. We've got, how has Marc raised the level versus, say, Bezzecchi? Has Bezzecchi had to raise his level to match Marc? How has Marc lowered the level in the case of Pecco? We saw the debut of the Yamaha V4. And we have some controversy with Liberty Media that we'll get to. So let's talk about Bezzecchi. How much of a threat do you think he is to beat Pecco in 3rd place?
He's riding phenomenally. I don't know what he pulled out of the bag or what happened to that bike, but all of a sudden he's right up there. I think he can. I mean, he's strong, isn't he?
Yeah, and as I said, let's see, he's scored 73 points in the last 4 races versus Pecco's 19, which is massive, right? So, and this sort of leads into when you're questioning, what happened with Bez. Is it the bike or what have you? He's coming from Ducati, so he had to learn a different bike. And this sort of comes back to why are riders struggling so much? Because Bez was 3rd in the championship 2 seasons ago. He did not do too well on the 23 Ducati last season. We saw Marc dominate all the 23 riders, but he's really found his form on the Aprilia, and it took him some time, but now that race in San Marino, Marc didn't have an easy time of it, did he?
No, it was, and I kept on waiting for that to change. I kept on waiting for the typical Marc routine of taking it easy until the last third of the race and then opening it up, and it didn't work for him.
No, he couldn't, right? He still won, but he's pressed very well, and Marc was full of praise of Bez as well afterwards. So Uh, but has Mark raised the level? You talked about this before. Do you think Bezzecchi has responded to that's the way it works, right? That's the way sports works, is that you have to raise yourself to the level of the best in your sport. And Bezzecchi's level at Misano was great. I mean, people are going on about, is he going to challenge him Marc next season? But they're kind of forgetting Alex. Alex has done very well as well. So,
Oh yeah,
but
I
yeah,
think
I mean,
Mark has changed his a lot from last year. I mean, he's
yeah,
a lot more conservative, a lot calmer,
yeah,
taking his time. I've never seen him like that before, but it
hmm,
sure is working. Um, will he have to pull it out of the bag again and start his aggressive riding throughout the whole race again? Quite possible, but and that might not work. He might be doing his
hmm,
tires in, but at this point in the season, I mean, it'd be pretty hard for anybody to catch him.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But do you think Pizzecchi is responding to that level, or is
Oh,
it just
absolutely, absolutely. And you've also got to keep in mind that this far into the season, the bike's developed. As you said, he's now
mhm,
used to the bike. It takes a while to get used to a new bike, um, and now he's got the confidence in it. So
mhm,
you put those two things together. Now he's used to it, and now his confidence is up again. Yeah, he's showing what he really is, which is a great rider.
yeah, yeah? Like I said, he's third a couple seasons ago, and possibly third. I'm going to
Hmm.
say probably third this season because Pecco is. This goes to my other point, as all the problems Pecco is having, and then seeing Mark's massive success. And Mark rode the 24 bike at the test recently and matched his time that he did on the 25 bike. And he said that one bike turns better, one bike brakes better, and he just adjusted his riding style and rode the bike. So uh, being Mark's teammate's always going to be difficult, but Pecco just seems completely and utterly lost, doesn't he?
I think my question is he done? You
Mm-hmm.
know, I we've talked about this before. The major traits of a champion are uh, number one is confidence in knowing you're the best, and psychological. That's number one because the rest
Yeah.
of the skills all these guys already have.
Mm-hmm.
And to have it devastated by your teammate like that, I can't even fathom it. I can't fathom if I was racing and I had somebody dominating me like that. I mean, it's not even dominating, it's just destroying.
Mm-hmm.
What's that got to do to your head? Like, my God.
Yeah,
I might want to just
absolutely.
pack it in now. No wonder he's doing so poorly. It's like, screw it. He's gone. I'm not going to catch him. So why bother?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this plays out for the rest of the season, but I've never seen this kind of. I mean, you can see it in F1, you can see it with the Red Bull situation, right? With Max
Hmm.
devastating all of his teammates. But that's not too common. I mean, there's always a difference between teammates, or sometimes they're relatively even. It goes back and forth. But this is just, I mean,
You
yeah,
can't
he's.
you can't say that about you can't compare the two. You
Mhm,
can't compare the two because Red Bull it came out. I mean, this is getting off topic, but Max's teammate Yuki Tsunoda came out just before the last race saying he's really looking forward to having the same equipment as Max. He hasn't had the same equipment as Max, so getting
mhm.
devastated. But I seriously think that Pecco and Mark are on the same machines, but
Yeah,
not with Red Bull. So you can't really compare those two. I don't
right,
think.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw the Yamaha V4 debut in
Hmm.
as a wild card.
Not
Uh,
so successfully.
no, but it wasn't so bad. It wasn't like 3 seconds off. It wasn't even 2 seconds off. It was just over a second off. So, but Fabio definitely wasn't happy with it, whereas the other riders were, which is again, this contrast between we had Binder, Rins, and Miguel not doing too well. in their prospective teams. And Miguel started to do well. I mean, he's been injured. Binder started to do well. Pecco still hasn't, and Rins still
No,
hasn't. Rins
no.
has been injured for he's never been the same since his last injury. And he said in an article recently that sometimes Fabio can outbreak him by 20 meters, which is
That's nuts. You know,
massive.
we were talking about that, and 20 meters. That's insane. Like I can understand like a meter. I can understand maybe 2 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even 2 meters. 2 meters is an awful lot too, but 2 meters possibly. But
Mm-hmm.
20 meters, oh my god! Like
I know
I I can't even
at,
fathom
at,
that.
at this level, that's huge.
Yeah.
And again, it comes back to this confidence. This seems to be the thing that all the riders talk about. I mean, we saw Zarco sort of take a downturn recently, losing
Hmm.
confidence in the front end and so forth. But then we find out that he doesn't have the latest parts that the factory Honda the riders have. So, these sort of things that you don't really see. So,
Yeah.
the other thing is Liberty Media. As you know, you probably experienced what I experienced the first time I came to this championship. It's like, Marc has 8 world titles. Like, okay, it's 2 in the lower formulas, as we call an F1, and 6 in the major section. But basically, this is how motorcycle racing has always been, or at least this particular championship. You count your first class, second class, and the top class. So Moto 3, Moto 2, and
Right.
MotoGP. So when Marc wins the championship this season, it'll be his 9th championship,
Hmm.
seven in the top class. And he has one 125, one Moto 2. And is it Nieto? Angel Nieto, who has 13 championships, and they're all in the lower classes, not the top.
Right.
So apparently Liberty's pushing the riders to say, let's not include the other championships if you have them. So, instead of being a 9-time world champion this season, Marc would be a 7
Right.
because they're not counting the 2.
Right.
And if this is true, I think this is like the complete wrong approach. You don't just go in and change the very culture of the sport, and especially this way. Like, go in and market it
Mhm.
better, your marketing thing, but don't change. Like, I guess this is probably marketing, but I don't know. What do you think of this?
I I'm on the other side of the fence. I agree with it.
Mm,
Now it's not like motor car racing where dollars can win you championships up
mhm,
until the F1. I mean, it's not like that. I believe in Moto 2, Moto 3. But this is the pinnacle of motorcycle racing. It's the top.
mm.
Yeah, maybe you could put Isle of Man up there too, but the TT. But it's the top. So if you're including those championships, every rider that's in it has probably won at least one championship to get where they are. Um, but they can't do it in the top level. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a two-tier thing where you report both, but you know,
Um,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
well, first off, I'd say that like people do make careers, or at least part of their careers, off of going to Moto 3 or Moto 2. Some are riders are 5 or 6, 7 years, and then they go to Superbike or some other
right.
championship. Um, but I will say there are not many riders in MotoGP who have championships. Pecco, Fabio doesn't. Fabio Quartararo, uh, not even Moto 3. So I just think we've had celebrations with Marc with 7 and 8, and now he's going to have another 7 one. So I don't know. We'll see
Hmm.
how that works out. But Up next is Motegi, and this is where 3 is the magic number for Marc. He has to outscore Alex by, if he outscores Alex by 3 points, he wins the championship. If he doesn't, it moves on to the next round. But I think there's a very good chance, he will do it. And we'll see if he holds up a number 9 or number 7. So
you're of the belief that the lower class championship should count in the total.
Yeah, it's been that way for over 70 years or whatever it's been.
So then it should stay that way. That's tradition.
You know,
tradition counts.
Yeah, and it just seems to be a stupid kind of thing to, let's first start with this. I mean, no, just promote the sport, promote the culture. I mean, it's the culture of celebration is stronger in this sport than it is in Formula One. I don't know if that's because of the rules around the fans afterwards and so forth. I studied film history, and this will be familiar to you with many industries. During the silent era, Buster Keaton was one of the top stars, and he was also directed his own stuff. And then a big studio bought out his big studio, presumably because they bought it because he was a success, and they thought, well, we can make it even more of a success. But what they did was they said, well, you're not going to be doing any of the stuff that made you a success. This is what you're going to be doing from now on. And then, of course, his career tanked, and that was it. So, I mean, that's an extreme example, but that's not what I want to happen with Liberty Media, basically.
Well, you've got to keep in mind that it's a sea change, isn't it? I mean, you've got we've got the benchmark now of what they've done to Formula One.
Yeah.
And it's no longer a businessman or a business person that is passionate about the sport, that wants to promote the sport.
Yeah.
It's now a marketing business that wants to make money from advertising.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. And make money from selling the television rights and make money from MotoGP TV.
Yeah.
Definitely that's in there as well. So what are they going to do? They're coming at it from a completely different angle. They've completely altered Formula One, and that's what they're going to do to MotoGP. I just hope they don't destroy it.
Yeah.
Because right now, if you look at the culture of MotoGP, the drivers are friendly. The drivers are down to earth. And I experienced this in going to the track and talking to riders at the top level in Superbike, and because we don't have MotoGP here, but we do have Superbike, and talking to the riders, they're down to earth, nice guys, will talk to anybody. Yeah. And it's not like that with race car drivers. You get pompous, ego-filled people in car racing, and I haven't come across one yet in motorcycle racing.
Is it? But in the lower formulas, like if you see a sports car race at Mosport, can you talk to the drivers?
You can talk to them in pretty much all of the classes, right up to the top ones that are racing at Mosport.
Right.
But they'll it's just, they're different humans. They're driven just like the MotoGP drivers, but they aren't as friendly and nice as the right. So I hope, I'm sure that part of it's going to stay. I just hope that they don't give a bad taste to the riders and what they're going to do in changing things around.
Yeah. Well, even Marc's already complaining about now they have to stand for the national anthem at every race, which wasn't a thing before. He's like, they're taking more time away from us than ever. And that's what I think
absolutely.
That's going to increase, I would think. So they're not going to be too happy.
Oh yeah, they're going to market the piss out of the riders. Pardon my mouth, but
and Marc's a very marketable rider, isn't he? Personality-wise, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he is a poster boy
Hmm.
as are a lot of the riders, actually.
Yeah.
There's yeah,
And I guess before we finish, one of your favorite guys is joining the MotoGP grid next season, not as a rider, of course, but as a team owner.
right.
Guenther Steiner with Tech Trois. So he has some relationship with Liberty Media as well. So I wonder if they're going to be interviewing him during broadcasts and so forth a lot more than any other.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, they will be. I mean,
Right.
he's got no filter.
Right.
He's which is one of the reasons why I admire him so much. Is there isn't any of the nonsense and game playing that the other guys play. He just tells it
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
He's not going to give away strategy. He's smart that way, but he is going to say, Blake, he's not doing well this weekend because we
Right.
had all have the money to get the front forks fixed, whatever it may
Right.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, for instance, Pedro Acosta will swear quite a lot. And then the commentators will just say, well, we apologize for the colorful language. And then they move
Right.
on. Whereas
Hmm.
swearing in F1 was some big, huge issue and
Oh.
fines and all this nonsense. I mean, that's the governing body, not Liberty Media.
Hmm.
So, but again, I agree with you that sort of more, it's not a stadium kind of atmosphere. It's a small theater kind of atmosphere.
Hmm.
Will that be, will that go away? I don't know. We'll see. But
I really hope
anyways,
not.
I hope not either.
Yeah.
I think the culture of the riders is so strong that to erode that away will take a long time. But anyways, let's not end it on a cynical note. Let's hope we have a good Motegi coming up and likely talk about Marc's ninth championship or
Yes.
seventh, depending on your perspective.
I'd like to see the bikes race at Suzuka.
Oh yeah, that would be nice for sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right,
Rob.
John. Talk to you then. Bye
Thank
bye.
you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.